3 alternative ways to deal with stressful situations at work. Welcome back everyone, this is Victoria from SiteHunt, and today I'm going to tell you 3 alternative ways to deal with stressful situations in a work context. I believe that all of you know this feeling when you experience tightness in your mind and body. This is actually the stress that you're feeling. Stress is part of our everyday lives, and especially work stress takes a lot of percentage of our everyday feelings. Generally, stress is neutral. However, the way you're responding to stress is what really matters. So your body prepares a response in order to get rid of that unpleasant feeling, and you will need to find ways to respond to the stress. I believe that all of you are familiar with the regular ways to deal with stress. Doesn't matter if it's coming from work or from something else. Like being in nature or exercise or taking care of your health. However, we don't know about all the ways that our mind and body can actually cope with certain stressful situations. Sometimes the roots of the stress are pretty evident and they're easy to spot. However, sometimes they're more complicated and hidden. So that's why in this video I decided to talk about the 3, let's say, not so common or alternative ways to deal with the stressful situations in a work context. The very first and maybe my favorite way to deal with a stressful situation at work is to have a plan B, C, and even a plan D. Whenever we're faced with a stressful situation at work, this means that there is uncertainty, there is something unknown, and a problem that we feel we don't have a solution for. In this way, we're usually having 2 options. We sometimes tend to think black and white, so we're either going to have this solution or the world would fall apart. In order to avoid this, I will suggest you to grab a piece of paper and think about minimum 3 outcomes of this situation. Try to think from the worst case scenario that can happen from that situation and the best case scenario. Try to think about all the possible what ifs and outcomes from this situation, because this will make you feel more relieved and better with whatever comes out of this thing. Why this works? This would actually give you the sense of control. Let's say, even if the worst happens from the situation, you're going to be kind of prepared for it. The second, I would say, emotion-based strategy in dealing with a stressful situation at work is to seek emotional support. Sometimes for the situations that we feel we don't have full control, the only thing that we need is to get support and understanding. So I would suggest is to share your problem either with a person that you're close to or a person that you can trust. For example, that can be your colleague or some of your colleagues. However, if you don't feel like sharing the work situation with your colleagues, maybe you can share this with your family member, a friend, or a partner, some person that you're sure that he or she is a good listener. Sometimes the only thing we need is just to share the problem and just be listened to without being judged and be fully accepted. Having a good social support system makes us less vulnerable to stress situations, and that's why having a really good support system is going to help you deal better with the stressful situations. Doesn't mean if it's coming from work, but also from other situations in life. The third and not very common way, maybe it might sound strange for you as well, is to try to find humor for the things that you can't control in the situation. I know that it might sound strange, however, finding humor and making the effort to find humor from aspects from the stressful situation actually makes us feel less anxious and calmer in the situation. For instance, sometimes you can imagine the situation at its absolute worst that it will even become so absurd. So absurd itself can sound pretty funny, so you can start to make jokes out of the situation and even make fun from the entire, how to say, impossible scenarios that can happen. I know that this will take some effort from your side in order to find humor when you're so stressed. However, I will tell you that it really works, and even the research shows that using humor helps the employees to get less stress and to feel better at work. Thank you very much, guys, for watching this video. And let me know in the comments below, how do you cope with stressful work situations? If you enjoyed this content, make sure to like this video and subscribe, because we're coming up with even more interesting topics.